After I got bit, things started to change rapidly. I remember dinner that night was weird. I was so hungry. So was Dylan. We both ate a tremendous amount. My parents were confused and got upset with us because we didn't want any bread or any salad or any potatoes. We just wanted steak. Tons of steak. After dinner, Dylan got sent to his room as per Dad's request, and I got questioned about his behavior and mine. I didn't tell them about the bite. I kept it hidden under a thick sweater and only itched it when no one was looking. I didn't mind sharing my room anymore. Dylan was much more docile, which I now know is because he infected me with his bite, and the pheromones that my body was secreting were saying, "One of us." We went to bed, hopeful for tomorrow, because tomorrow was Thanksgiving, and we could eat a whole lot of turkey. Bugs in my head, buzzing around in my ears, in my head. It took me a few minutes to realize it wasn't a dream, and a few more to realize that it wasn't actually bugs. Or was it? No, it couldn't be. Swarms of bugs don't just climb into your head. I had to create a mental block to ignore it. It went away for Dylan, so I just had to wait it out. No need to tell Mom and Dad. I looked over at Dylan, lying on his bed, never moving, just lying there with his eyes open, staring at the ceiling. Finally, the sun started coming up. I'd been meditating for several hours, which I assume was working because the buzzing was subsiding. I allowed myself to break my concentration for the first time in hours. And when I turned to Dylan, he was still on his back, in the same position, eyes open towards the ceiling, unmoved. Could he be? No. I'm sure it's just some weird side effect or something. I inched closer to him, afraid to touch him, afraid of what I might learn as the early morning turkey smells began to seep their way under the door. My stomach grumbled. My mouth was wet. How could I be hungry already? One step away from the bed where Dylan laid, I paused to say a small prayer. Please, God, don't let him be dead. And I reached out my hand to his small, lifeless body. Ice cold. Dead as a doornail, as they say. Oh, no. No. It couldn't be. I was awake all night. How could I miss something like this? I pushed him. Nothing. I pushed him again. Nothing. I punched him. Fuck you, Dylan. Nothing. What am I supposed to tell Mom and Dad? I beat on his chest and I shook him and I held him. Nothing. Nothing. I was in shock. Just sitting there when my mom knocked on the door. Matt, family's gonna be here soon. Gotta get up. Okay. I spoke automatically. And I sat there, panicking. I sat there and listened as family member after family member arrived. Sat there for 3 reminders from Mom. Sat there until the smell of the turkey was so unbearable that all I could think of was eating. It took over my brain. Every single ounce of my being was focused on food, protein, turkey. So much so that I completely forgot about Dylan. Forgot to even shut the door or change out of my pajamas. I just went straight for the kitchen, where the family was sharing a glass of wine and gawking over the size of the bird that my dad had just placed on the countertop. "Time to make the gravy," he chimed, like a perfectly timed holiday cuckoo clock. There was a crash somewhere behind me, but I ignored it. I entered the room. I needed that bird. I had to have turkey. "Where's Dylan?" my aunt asked. "Bed," I said truthfully and efficiently, making my way towards the turkey. "Oh, I'll get him up. It's turkey day." That word. Turkey. It was like an explosion of pleasure in my ears. Turkey. Turkey. I wanted to rip it apart with my teeth. I wanted to burn my tongue on its hot skin as I tore out its bones and snapped them between my molars. I wanted to destroy it. But I never got close enough for even just a taste before I heard my aunt screaming from the bedroom. Wine glasses dropped as we all ran like a stampede for the back room where Dylan was no longer lying on his back, but straddling my fat aunt and feasting on her face.